Elon Musk, the founder of Tesla, SpaceX, and now the controversial owner of Twitter, believes that the world is heading into a recession full speed ahead. But according to Musk, there might still be a way out of it if you know how to play your cards right. Inflation rates have been slowly rising this entire year. U.S. consumer prices are up by 7.9% currently, which is the highest jump the country has seen in 40 years. With the Russia and Ukraine crisis, gas prices have gone up and everything else is a domino effect. Now, the higher the inflation rate, the more quickly your cash loses value, which is why Musk thinks now is the time for people to start making smart investments. But how do you invest during a recession? And why does Musk think it's such a great idea? Let's find out. Are we in the middle of an economic crisis? For the longest time, Elon Musk has been talking about how we're headed into a recession. However, he believes that for now, the recession is probably going to be a mild one that lasts for a couple of years. But at the same time, Musk has talked about how unpredictable everything in the world is right now. The entrepreneur believes that if we were to experience a big war, let's say if two big countries like China and Taiwan go to war, that's when we will head into a full-fledged recession that's going to be difficult to overcome. Not just that, but Musk also talked about the potential recession at the recent Tesla annual shareholder meeting. According to Musk, we are already past peak inflation, once again repeating the idea that we are heading toward a mild recession. Musk also went ahead and claimed that in about 18 months, the inflation rates were going to drop simply because the US market wasn't in a lot of debt. But in those 18 months, USD consumer inflation is bound to reach an all-time high, with asset inflation running at double the rate of consumer inflation. As a result, all weaker currencies will see a collapse, and scarce properties like Bitcoin will see a sharp rise in their stock value. Just like Musk, other entrepreneurs and investors like Jeff Bezos have also started opening up about the impending economic crisis that we're headed towards. Bezos has actually gone on to talk about how things are constantly slowing down in the economy with layoffs and businesses going bankrupt. The former CEO of Amazon offers a helpful piece of advice to all Americans, asking them to limit their spending during this economic downturn. If we're not in a recession right now, we are likely going to be in one soon, said Bezos. In a situation like this, Bezos believes that it's extremely important to take all risks off the table and hold on to your wealth. Bezos went on to talk about how risk reduction is ultimately the only way for us to be able to survive the economic crisis. In his own words, he is hoping for the best, but preparing for the worst, considering the way the economy is looking right now. What companies are safe during the recession? Looking at the current economic crisis, is investing even the right thing to do? The short answer is yes. The truth is that when the value of your currency is constantly going down, there's no point in holding on to it. Instead, you can put it towards something that can ultimately give you some returns to keep you afloat. In a video appearance that he made at the Miami Tech Conference hosted by the All In podcast, Musk talked about how the US was most probably in a recession that was likely to worsen. But according to him, that didn't have to be such a big deal at all. Musk took this opportunity to talk about how he has been through quite a few recessions to know that they aren't necessarily a bad thing. According to him, what happens during a recession is that you get a misallocation of capital because of a certain boom that goes on for too long. So essentially, people start doing things that just aren't useful to them or their fellow human beings. Why? Because in the words of Musk, it starts raining money on fools. And that's how the situation gets out of control. In this case, the companies that are investing their money into all the wrong things obviously go bankrupt, and the ones that are putting their resources towards making useful products are successful. Just like Bezos, Musk also advised companies to make sure they weren't functioning too close to the edge and had enough capital reserves to keep themselves afloat during the hard times. This ties into Musk's first statement about creating useful products and fulfilling real needs. For example, grocery stores aren't likely to go bankrupt during the recession because everyone always needs sustenance. Similarly, banks will always have to solve financial issues, and car manufacturers will always need to solve transit problems. So, as long as a company offers buyers a unique selling point that people are willing to pay for, they're safe from the worst of the recession. Investment advice from Musk. As far as Musk is concerned, during a recession, it's always better to own physical things like property or stock in companies that you think are making good products and offering good services. And a lot of other important people in the world of business seem to agree with him. Berkshire Hathaway CEO Warren Buffett has gone on record time and again to talk about how long-term investments are the key to success. The entrepreneur bought his first ever stock in 1942, and he has never regretted it since it's worth $51 million today. According to Buffett, one of the best ways for anyone to protect themselves against inflation is for them to own a part of a successful business. The truth is that no matter what happens and no matter how much the value of the dollar declines, a successful business and its products will always be in demand. When you invest in strong companies, you know that their stocks are going to stay consistent, which is why investments can be your way out of inflation. The truth is that if you keep sitting on too much cash, you're just doing yourself a disservice. However, that doesn't eliminate the risks that come with investing. At the end of the day, even the most successful companies can start declining. There's no guarantee that a company's past performance is the only indicator that you should be investing in its stock. So, to mitigate that, Musk, Buffett, and other experts recommend investing in low-cost index funds. This way, you can put yourself in a minimal risk situation since these funds are less volatile. But because they hold every stock in an index, they are automatically diversified and allow you to take advantage of the market growth. This is why Buffett believes that investing in the S&P 500 is the smartest step that any beginning investor can take. These low-cost index funds include companies like Amazon, Apple, and Microsoft, all of which have stayed consistent throughout inflation over the years. According to Buffett, it's important to keep buying S&P funds through thick and thin, and especially through thin. Musk shares his investment advice on Twitter. Elon Musk has taken to Twitter to share all the investment advice he has to offer, and as one of the richest men in the world, it's safe to say that he has a lot of insight. Everybody knows that Musk and Warren Buffett have disagreed on their opinions about the long-term value of cryptocurrencies, but when it comes to the stock market, the two of them seem to have the same idea. According to Musk, new investors should only buy stock in companies and products that they believe in, because if you don't believe in a company's potential to keep selling its products, the situation will only go downhill when the market turns. Sure, every company has its ups and downs, but if you choose to invest in one, make sure that you put your entire faith in it. This is practically what Buffett has been talking about through his principles of value investing. What is value investing? In this kind of investment, you buy stocks of companies whose business model is the easiest for you to understand and keep up with. In an ideal world, these would be companies that have been undervalued and have the potential to really skyrocket their earnings because of their overall culture and business practices. Of course, this means that the investors will have to take the research process into their own hands to try and understand the value that each company offers, especially if they don't follow trends or short-term stock movements in the market. As far as holding stock is concerned, Elon Musk did not miss a chance to talk about his crypto investments and said that he still owns his Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Doge, and has no plans of selling them anytime soon. Buffett, on the other hand, is probably never even going to look in that direction, despite the growing popularity of crypto as an investment asset. But, well, the two might disagree on that situation, but they agree that true value is building products and providing useful services to human beings. How it all fits. When you really look at it, everything starts to fit, right? Considering just how passionate Elon Musk is about everything that his companies do and are planning to do in the future, it makes sense for him to advise investors to look for the same kind of drive in their possible investments. Musk has always stood by whatever plans he has for Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, and now Twitter. In fact, his acquisition of Twitter was a pure move of value investing, considering everything that he wants to change on the social networking platform. You can really tell that Musk has gone into this situation with a plan, and he's going to execute it no matter what. And while he has always criticized Twitter's previous policies, he has never denied the kind of impact that the platform has. And now, he's on his way to leveraging all of this to his benefit. One of Musk's other tips was for the investors to only sell their stocks when the companies that they had invested in were trending for the worse. Once again, This means that every company has its ups and downs, but if you feel like the situation isn't changing, or if there are no immediate strategies to mitigate the downturn, that's when you need to pull out. Why? Because that's when you stop believing in a company's products and services. The last piece of advice that Musk has to offer was the fact that the market will plunge and you will see bad days. But the sign of a good investor is that they do not plunge when the market does. So while it's important for you to keep following the marker and see where things are headed, panicking when the market is panicking is not the answer. More often than not, when you get over that initial crash and panic, that's when you truly reap the benefits of your investment. At the end of the day, there's always something or the other that stops you from reaching your financial goals, but having billionaires giving out advice that helps people like us in tough times like the ones we're in right now brightens up our day. That's it for today's video. Thanks for sticking around till the end. We'll see you in the next one.